Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Devontae, and I sacrifice my time so you don't have to. Oh God, Twitter, social media in general. These people are so fucking internet brain. Gets on my goddamn nerves reading these comments and seeing how hypocritical and how lost in the sauce they are. I blame people like Dave Meltzer and Tony Khan and all these losers who prioritize the in-ring action over the actual storytelling element, bruh. Let me read this article for you real quick and read you some of the dumb-ass fucking Twitter comments that preceded after, or actually came after this article, maybe even preceded, because I highly doubt any of them read the fucking article. Here, check this out, bro. This is so fucking insane. Undertaker. Wrestling isn't about wrestling moves. It's not. It's about storytelling. When I say Undertaker, I mean that's him saying this. The link is down in the description box below. Undertaker wants to put the toothpaste back in the tube. For the past decade, the sport of professional wrestling has changed dramatically, as a majority of today's stars are prioritizing a quality in-ring product over storytelling. On the flip side, there are still plenty of stars in the business who are able to strike a balance between the two sides of the coin. The older generation has been very vocal about this topic in recent years, with some legends saying that performers need to get back to prioritizing storytelling. While appearing on the latest episode of Hall of Fame with... What the hell? Oh, that's the name of the show. Okay. While appearing in the latest episode of Hall of Fame with Booker T and Brad Gilmore, Undertaker explained his stance on the take, saying that he's thinking about the health of the performers over everything else. And a quote from Undertaker, "It is completely two different worlds. Never in a million years could I imagine how athletic these guys are today. I don't know if it was the video games they played as kids, but they're doing video game type stuff in the ring. I think sometimes it's a curse because they're so athletic and they rely so much on that aspect that they forget the most important aspect of what we do, and that is storytelling. I've mentioned it to different people higher up and they're like, well, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. I think at some point we're going to have to figure out a way to get it back in there. I'm just thinking about their health, if nothing else. I tell people this all the time, and people look at me like I'm crazy, but any given wrestling match, at some point in that match, you're 2 inches away from something catastrophic happening. The stuff that these guys are doing, it's just to get a reaction from the crowds. It just makes it exponentially more dangerous than it has to be, because after a while, people get desensitized to the crazy moves, the double backflip off the top rope onto the floor. I've seen it done a couple of times. Now, what do you have for me? So you have to continue to push the envelope where, okay, what am I going to get a reaction? Or how am I going to get a reaction? It's hard to argue with them, because look, the business is great. It's their era. It is what it is. Being there through the years and knowing what it does to your body, it's like, man, you're not going to have careers like we did. You're gonna burn out. You're gonna get hurt. That was the end of the quote. Brad Gilmore went on to mention the Bad Blood Premium Live event and how the match between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu had fans hooked with just headlocks. And, you know, what was stated, but they're hooked. And that's the key to what you want to do. It's hard to go do some crazy backwards double moonsault onto the floor. You should be laid out for a while, right? Undertaker continued on and stated that good storytelling will always be the essence of wrestling. And I quote from Undertaker, "We love the business and want to continue to see the business grow. But we also have years and years of experience. I know the injury bug pretty damn well, and that's just one aspect of it. I don't care how long the business goes on, it's always going to be, the essence of it is going to be good storytelling. Wrestling isn't about wrestling moves. It's not. It's about storytelling. We use wrestling moves to help tell the story, but it's not about all of that. That's just the tool to get the essence of A versus B and whatever story that wraps them up." Undertaker recently said that he was pissed at first when chair shots to the head were banned in WWE, and then they kind of move off to another article if you guys want to go check that out. The link is also not in my description box, but a part of this article if you want to get more into that. I already gave my thoughts about that not too long ago. But that's essentially what Undertaker said, right? Now, I want to read you some of the brain dead fucking tweets. And mind you, I know some people in the audience, and my audience in particular, they don't like the Undertaker character. I mean, We all have our preference. I'm not here to judge you. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are some legends in the business that you might like that I might not be too fond of. It is what it is, right? We all have our preference as far as who we like. I'm a diehard Undertaker mark, and I'm gonna go to my grave with that. No pun intended. But we can at least agree on this. You don't have to like the Undertaker, but what he said is just basic common sense when it comes to professional wrestling, right? I'm pretty sure the majority of my audience, they've been watching wrestling for over 10 years. I think that's safe to say, well over a decade now, right? When you got into professional wrestling, I'm pretty sure there's nothing that caught your attention in regards to the in-ring spectacle that was happening, right? I'm pretty sure what caught your attention 9 times out of 10 was an entrance, was a character, maybe a promo, maybe the look of a guy, maybe the theatrics that were going on. But never was it the moves in itself. Never did you turn the channel and you seen a guy throw a fucking 450 splash through a fucking announcement table. Like, I don't think any of that ever caught your attention, right? Pretty sure. And if it did catch your attention, I'm pretty sure it might, if it did, let's just hypothetically say that you didn't stay because of that. You stayed because of the stuff that caught your attention that made you want to watch professional wrestling the following week. You know, the story. But I digress though. Look at some of these brain dead comments underneath this post that came from, I think it was Fightful if I'm not mistaken. Check this out, bro. Look at this. Let's see. His story was, I'm a dead guy who can't be killed easily. Essentially mocking the Undertaker, right? There's nothing wrong with the matches actually being entertaining as well. It's another comment. Why have the matches if the moves don't matter? Watch a play. These guys here, man. God damn, these are some brain dead fucking comments. Hang on for a second. Hang on. Going a little bit closer. Let's see. The WWE bring colonization at work, folks. Man, wrestling is about both. Laugh my ass off. Easy. You know, you could have read the article when Undertaker outright stated that you use the wrestling in order to tell the story. You simple-minded dumb fuck. But that's fine. I get it. You guys get triggered over headlines. That's cool, bro. That's cool. I do too. But I actually, typically read the article whenever I'm literally triggered by whatever I'm reading, so I can get the essence of what I'm saying. I'm not to say that I'm perfect. I make mistakes. But this is me calling you out on your mistake, right? If I have to face my mistakes, you have to face your mistakes. Look at this. Someone's an awful wrestler when they separate moves from storytelling. A story can be and should be told with the moves you do in the ring. What you do outside of it adds to the story, but it is in no way more important than, it's like he didn't even read the fucking article. That's what Undertaker said. What? Yeah, bro. Oh my God! This is what I mean, bro. That's exactly what the Undertaker said. Read the fucking article. At least with me, what I get wrong is that I misinterpret what the person says. I don't outright fucking say the thing that the person didn't say, or in reverse, outright say the thing or didn't say the thing that the person already said in the article in itself. Bruh, this is fucking insanities, bruh. Look at this guy. He's right in a lot of ways. Disagree on others. His top rope walk, hand holding that he took from the spoiler. What is unrealism to flips onto people inside the ring? Less injuries, less flashier moves, more realism and storytelling in the ring. So what, bro? Fucking speak English first of all. But I get what he's trying to say, and it's stupid as fuck. Undertaker is not saying you can't go out there and you can't bust your ass in the ring. What he is saying is that the priority should be the storytelling. That's the priority. These people keep talking as if, one, the wrestling should be above the storytelling, which is just fucking nonsensical. I wouldn't even put the wrestling, maybe the wrestling will be number 5 in the top 5. I still think in the end of the day, the actual pomp and circumstances, the actual audience in itself in regards to the reactions, the actress as far as gimmicks and stuff like that is concerned, and then the storytelling, that's way more important than the actual wrestling. The wrestling is an important part and an important piece to professional wrestling, but this is a top 5 thing. This would be number 5. Get the fuck out of here. And it just goes on and on and on about this, bruh. Lots of people upset that Undertaker made a point that's just completely fucking obvious about professional wrestling, that you need, in order to have good programming, a reason to relate to the characters. I said this yesterday. Again, and you know these are the majority of AEW fans. That's the problem. Who the fuck let these people infiltrate the business, man? This is the shit that kills me. Why the fuck? And it's crazy. You hear people say things like, oh, well, you should go watch a play. Like I said yesterday, and you should go watch a Bruce Lee film. You should just go watch a compilation of people just throwing kicks and punches. No one wants to watch it. The proof is in the pudding. See, that's one good thing about AEW that I like. It's the fact that they come out and they do what they do every week, and it completely annihilates the argument that anyone gives a shit about about that particular style of wrestling. No one cares to watch over and over and over again just nothing but straight fucking wrestling. It's not a thing. There's no audience for it as far as a market. Well, maybe a niche market, obviously, but nothing that you can actually rely upon as far as popularity is considered, at the very least. Maybe you have a subsection of the audience who cares about that, but then you end up being like AEW, who at one point were getting Raw numbers, who right now can't even battle people reviewing their own fucking shows. Like, of course, no, what you're saying is fucking ludicrous. What you're fucking saying, you outright know is stupid, but this is the game that they like to play. The double standard and the hypocrisy. So whenever I criticize, say for an example, someone going out there and just doing random shit for the sake of doing random shit, like for an example, watch my Wrestle Dream show later on tonight, or my Wrestle Dream review, cheap plug, you'll see what I mean when we get there later on tonight. When you watch a show like Wrestle Dream, I'll just say it outright, you typically get a lot of bullshit, right? People, because I heard this guy say something on the lines of, oh, people who can't wrestle typically have to rely on separating the wrestling from the storytelling. First of all, you're talking about The Undertaker. Don't ever say he can't wrestle. You're fucking out of your mind. You're like, shut the fuck up. Like, what the fuck? Had one of the best matches in the history of the fucking business with Shawn Michaels. And don't give me that bullshit. Oh, it's mostly Shawn Michaels wrestling a broomstick. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, let's ask Shawn Michaels about that, huh? Shall we? One of the greatest big man wrestlers of all time, trying to say that he's a bad wrestler. Suck a dick. That's one thing. But for that same stance, I can look at someone like a Ricochet. I can look at people of his ilk. I can look at 90% of the fucking roster in any given wrestling promotion overall, and I can say that these motherfuckers can't do jack shit to draw money. They can't get people to watch a goddamn fucking kickflip if their hearts fucking depended on it. You see, guys like The Undertaker, who actually know how to tell a story, he can get people to actually watch him wrestle. People like Ricochet, for an example, he could probably get people to watch, I don't know, his girlfriend wrestle, because she's more over than he is right now. You see what I mean? How that usually works? Because he doesn't have anything in regards to talent to get people to put eyeballs on his product. Because he sucks. And the wrestlers that surround him who act just like him fucking suck. But you see, that's where the double standard lies, because when I say something like this, typically it comes from the mind of people like The Undertaker, right? People who are actually in the business, right? But they come at me and they say, because this is usually one of the tropes that I get in most of the comment sections of some of the videos, right? It's, how do you talk about the wrestlers when you haven't been in the ring at all? You know how it usually goes, right? It has to be every excuse in the book. You can never go after the arguments that are made in the video. It has to be a deflection in some kind of way in order to discredit you, right? And that's all they do nowadays. The AEW fanboys, they legitimately have no arguments in order to, like, you know, take apart whatever you're saying in the video, because they know what you're saying is absolutely true, right? So they do anything and everything to try to appeal to authority. They deflect, they move the goalposts. It's a bunch of nonsense debate bro tactics that they like to pull in order not to confront the actual argument that we see right here, right? And that's fine. That's okay. You can do that. But I'm going to look at what you're saying, and then I'm going to kind of flip it back onto you, and you telling me that I need to look at what legends are saying, and I can't be talking about the wrestling because, of course, I had to listen to other people say things that I only agree with. Yeah, totally. Yeah, bro, you keep that mindset. Like I said all the time back in the days, and it's still the same thing nowadays, all right? If I can't eat a bag of Doritos and tell you that I fucking think they suck, by the way, no, I don't. Doritos are fucking awesome. But if hypothetically that happens to be the case and I say that they suck, do I have to be a chef to criticize a bag of fucking Doritos? Huh? Huh? You know that makes no sense whatsoever. But even by your logic, here you are, the people who usually say things like that whenever you criticize their dumbass, stupid-ass matches. Here they are now telling you that you can't judge it because, well, wrestler said it. Really? Is that how this is gonna work now? Huh? So when I criticize Will Ospreay, I can't because I'm not Will Ospreay, right? But you can because you're certainly in the same position as the fucking Undertaker. This is the world that we live in nowadays. And mind you, almost everything that you hear the Undertaker usually criticize about professional wrestling nowadays, one, bro, not just ignore the fact that he's by far one of the greatest wrestlers in the history of the business, one of the most well-known wrestlers in the history of the business, one of the most relevant wrestlers to this day, and he's been retired for like, what, half a decade now? Hasn't really competed full-time in almost 15 years? Like, let's put this into context real quick. You want me to listen to wrestlers who are, going over a business model that could barely crack 700,000 viewers, and that's the most that they would get in regards to potential viewership, in regards to their style, because with that style of wrestling, you can get something ranging from the best being 700,000 views to the worst being at some bingo hall, maybe getting mustard on their hot dog for a payment. You want me to listen to those people? But don't listen to the guy who has a WrestleMania streak. Listen to the guy who arguably has some of the greatest matches in the history of the business, telling you that in-ring work does not matter that much in comparison to the storytelling. You want me to take a guy who has been in the business for nearly 40 years, who has been wrestling at a top level in the biggest company for 30 years, in the main event scene, ignore that, right? And mind you, that's just the Undertaker. They also want you to ignore people like, for an example, Eric Bischoff, the guy who legitimately has a podcast detailing how many times he's destroyed WWE, 83 weeks, which is the same amount of times that AEW has gone without getting 1 million viewers. Listen to those people, but don't listen to the guy who actually has a podcast detailing how he almost put WWE out of business. Good work. Yeah, totally. Don't listen to Jim Cornette, right? Promoter, guy, successful manager. I don't care for his politics all too much, but strictly speaking from a business mind standpoint, not even business necessarily, but like actually from a creative standpoint, listen to Tony, listen to Dave Meltzer. Don't listen to Jim Cornette. Don't listen to Eric Bischoff. Don't listen to The Undertaker. Oh, okay, so we pick and choose who we want to listen to, because credibility clearly doesn't matter when you're fucking throwing out this nonsense. It's who actually coincides with the narrative. That's all you guys had to say to begin with. It's the dogmatic practice in professional wrestling nowadays, because we're so lost in the sauce and so fucking internet brain that we have now made professional wrestling an ideology. Who would have thunk it? I mean, good God almighty. Let me go pick up my Smith & Wesson and go skibbity myself, because that's where we're going down the road towards if we keep it up as far as watching this product, because that's what I'm going to have to do in order to get out of the mess that I've created for myself in regards to making this channel and sacrificing my time, so you guys certainly don't have to. Don't believe me? Watch Wrestle Dream. Not saying that I'm going to skibbity myself. Also not saying that I'm not going to skibbity myself. Okay, so let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section below in regards to what you think about Undertaker's very tame comments. Honestly, it's crazy. The Undertaker says the most tamest shit in the fucking world. I mean, he pretty much says the exact same shit that I say, or really I say the exact same shit that he says, honestly. And I'm way more critical and way more aggressive than what Undertaker is saying. He tries to beat around the bush. He tries to tiptoe through the tulips, not to hurt any of your sensitive feelings, your feels. Yeah, he tiptoes around. I'm not Taker though. I'm not Taker. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Go fuck your feelings. Go fuck yourself for that matter. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below in regards to how you feel about Undertaker's destroying of your fields and, all this other diaper rash creating, ass wiping with no fucking baby wipes around, so you use your hand. Let me know how you feel about those comments in the comment section below. If another video comes out, trust me, it's going to be something a little bit bigger, and it's going to be something that's a little bit more wider, because that's the only way that I'm coming out with another video. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later on tonight for Wrestle Dream. Ooh, explosions. Wrestle Dream. Wrestle Dream.